So yesterday I took the CLO 002. Got my score report right here, and I didn't do too bad. I did pass, didn't get the greatest score. Here we go. Got 748. I needed 720 to pass, and I'm not mad about it though because I'm certified, right? So it's done. Now, this is a pretty new test. The CLO 001, the Cloud Essentials version 1, was out for a while, and this is the new edition. I did not take the first one, so I can't speak to a comparison, but I can say that there were a couple things on the test that I was not expecting, even after studying for the test with the CompTIA objectives, a couple videos, and some written resources. Now, the overall concept and feel is really what surprised me the most, to be honest, because I was expecting a much more techy interface. It's cloud, so we want to talk about servers, throughput, storage, all that kinds of stuff, maybe access and permissions, and it touched on all of those things, but that was not the main focus of the study materials or the tests. So I'm happy to see a progression, but I wasn't necessarily expecting it when I went into the exam room. Now, what was I expecting? Definitely more of a techie edge. I was expecting the entry level version of Net Plus and Server Plus put together. Now, Cloud Essentials is a entry test. It's an essentials, much like the IT Fundamentals or ITF Plus that CompTIA has updated and rebranding. This is the Cloud Essentials. I think Cloud Essentials Plus, I'm not sure. But it was a lot more project management based and management decision based than it was technical. There were definitely a lot of questions about implementation considerations. And even though that was in the objectives, I wasn't considering the weight or how heavy they focused on that in the testing environment. Now, it is a new test, so things can change. Their pool is always expanding, much like the cloud. But I was impressed with the fact that CompTIA is taking steps to really get more of the IT realm and atmosphere into a certification range. What I mean by that is that we are used to the very technical, terminology driven certification exams, which is great. We need to test our knowledge. But the proof of concept and proof of value here, remember those, is really in the implementation space and the comparison space. I saw a lot of study material on how to make the right decision for a cloud provider, how to compare them, and what are some of the considerations, pros and cons, in not only comparing the different vendor options, but of course keeping information on premise versus uploading into a cloud environment. This test really focused on how to select the right provider and what are some of the things that you should always be watching for or monitoring, and not necessarily in a performance capacity, but really more in the statement of work, SLA realm. So remember that. I'm happy to say all those things. You'll find them all in the objectives, so I'm not crossing any lines there. But for those of you who have taken a CompTIA exam, this is not the Net Plus Server Plus space. This is more along the lines of the Project Plus space, being aware of what to look out for, what questions to ask, and how to make the right decisions. Is this a good look for CompTIA? I'm going to say yes. We know that IT is expanding in every direction possible, and they are really good about proof of value with certification knowledge in the tech space. We see the A plus, the Net plus, the Security plus, all of that good stuff. I think Project Plus was probably one of the first attempts to step out of the tech side and put in the consideration the human side of all of the things that we know that we love and do. This is more people and management oriented on the CLO 002 than you'll find the tech space type questions. So with all that said, what do you need to be prepared for? I will say After studying the objectives, watching a couple videos, you heard me earlier say, read a couple different things, I did lots of Google searching, and I went in with a good amount of confidence. This is an entry level test. I have a lot of certs. I sat down, got blindsided by a couple terms I had never seen before, even in the CompTIA study materials, so I wasn't excited about that. But the concepts are absolutely there. If you can understand what the question is asking you, it's not going to be a hard challenge to eliminate some of the answers that are just obviously wrong. I would say that acronyms are just as important in this space as other tests, but it was a little more in depth than I expected for an essentials level or pre-A plus level exam. This is not a professional level exam. It's part of the junior set. So one, if you are going to the project management space, if this is one of your first certifications, I would say really focus on the business part. If you have an associate's in business or business operations, you've got the knowledge to come to this thing with. On the human side, just brush up on the tech side and you'll be fine. For those of you with an A plus or higher, you have all the tech knowledge you need. Where you'll need to harden or strengthen your knowledge is really more so on the considerations and the comparison side for vendors, implementation, and what that process can look like if for any reason you want to change providers or exit a decision that you made after you onboarded to the cloud. I know that this will be helpful. I also know that you need to put some time into studying. So do a couple things. First, subscribe to this channel. Secondly, if you have any questions or you have certified, please share it in the comments, and congratulations to you for those of you who have made this happen. And third, come back soon. I'll be talking about more certifications. I've got a couple more this year that I'll be knocking out. And there's lots of new versions of things coming out. So I'll have updates for you soon.